We are under a week. 4 o'clock on June 1st is when the financials dramatically shift for the Philadelphia Eagles in regarding A.J. Brown, which means then the financials shift to where they have an easier path towards trading him. We've had this circled, obviously. That does not mean that at 4:01 a deal is done with, say, the New England Patriots, where a lot of arrows are pointing, and A.J. Brown is headed up I-95 to Boston. There is no timetable here for Howie Roseman. Expect contract negotiations now to pick up this week, to my understanding, but that doesn't mean they're happening just with the New England Patriots. Howie Roseman, the leverage he has is kind of really, I don't have to make a deal with you right now. I can wait this out. That's kind of the leverage that he has. That's about it because of what they've done with their wide receiver room, and a lot of people assume that A.J. Brown is gone. I guess his other leverage is, we'll just keep him. I think that train's kind of sailed a little bit, but in terms of the leverage Howie has and what he wants to create more of, well, he could get other teams involved in the mix. I wouldn't be shocked if Howie Roseman goes out there and he finds a way to pick up the phone and see if some other teams could be potentially interested. Other suitors would mean that he has more leverage in terms of getting a deal done, as Howie wants to get as much compensation for A.J. Brown as he would like. The leverage that the New England Patriots, per se, could have right now is we're the only teams that are involved in this. You're really dealing with just us. That's our leverage. Well, Howie could change that if he gets other teams involved. Could he pick up the phone and see if something could be going on with the Rams? It looks like they've moved on, but at one point, that deal was kind of down the road a little bit. Do the Rams want to get back involved? Rashee Rice is having, a lot of issues off the field. Doesn't look like the Kansas City Chiefs can trust him. Does they pick up the phone and he calls Brett Veach to see if Kansas City would be interested in some capacity? I do think that's what Howie Roseman could be out there doing this week, trying to create as much leverage as he possibly could, because he wants to get the best compensation in a 2027 draft that is loaded with talent. Now, there's reports out there that he's going to get a 1 for A.J. Brown. Remember, he gave up a 1 and a 3 4 years ago for A.J., and there's a lot of talk out there that he'd like the similar compensation. We'll see if he can get a 1. I think obviously the Philadelphia Eagles would be ecstatic if they could get a 1 for A.J. Brown in this deal. We'll see if that's possible. But right now, these negotiations are picking up. And in a lot of people's minds that I talk to think these are almost like not continued negotiations with, say, the Patriots or anybody else, but it's almost a new set of negotiations. We're starting over a little bit. Here we go. Let's jump into this. And let's see where Howie can take this, because we know he's one of the best GMs in all of football. He's going to try to create as much leverage as he possibly can right now for A.J. Brown, as all signs are pointing to him playing in a different uniform in 2026. But the point I wanted to make at the top is a deal can essentially be done after 4 o'clock Monday Eastern time. It doesn't mean a deal gets done then. It doesn't mean a deal gets done on the 2nd or the 3rd or the 4th. And it could, but this could drag out in a sense if Howie thinks he has an ability to get more compensation for A.J. Brown.